Have you ever wondered why some men seem to disappear from your life in just a matter of days, while others, almost without knowing why, get so emotionally attached that they just can't let go? Maybe you've believed that the secret was about being beautiful, fun, interesting, or even creating that aura of mystery so many experts talk about. But let me tell you something, true emotional attachment in men doesn't come from that. It comes from something much deeper, almost invisible, something most women don't even notice. And today, I'm going to reveal exactly what those factors are. Men carry a heavy weight from childhood. How many of them grew up hearing phrases like, "Boys don't cry," or "swallow your feelings because you have to be strong"? This thick shell that society demands makes so many of them shut down emotionally. Now imagine, he's with you, and for the very first time, he feels he can simply be vulnerable. He cries. He admits fears. He shows himself as human in front of someone who doesn't judge him. That moment is like a secret code that unlocks the deepest kind of emotional attachment. When a man realizes you see all of him, not just the character he pretends to be, his brain creates new emotional connections. It's like a reprogramming. He begins to associate you with that rare sense of relief. And you know what's even more beautiful? This kind of transparency can't be forced. You don't need to say, "Open up to me." It's natural, it's spontaneous. It comes at his pace, and when it does, it changes everything. The spontaneity of emotional transparency isn't planned, it's lived. Sometimes it shows up in a lighthearted conversation, when he says something he's never said before. Other times, it comes in a long silence, broken by an unexpected confession. Simple moments, yet ones that leave a lasting mark. Because he notices you didn't laugh, you didn't condemn, you didn't walk away. You stayed. And that is an emotional embrace he will never forget. And here's the key. When a man allows himself to be vulnerable with you, he's not just connecting, he's attaching. Because vulnerability builds true intimacy. And true intimacy is something no pretty face, no seduction trick could ever replace. Now think with me. If vulnerability opens this doorway, what comes right after is even more powerful. Because it's not only about deep conversations, it's about the beauty of simply being together, even when there's nothing to say. Have you noticed how modern life pushes us to always be doing something? There always has to be an activity, a plan, a distraction. But the most meaningful moments, the ones that truly create emotional attachment, are the simplest ones. Those times when you and him are together, with no set agenda, no pressure to entertain each other, just existing side by side. Picture a rainy afternoon, the two of you on the couch. Maybe he's scrolling through his phone, you're flipping through a book. There's no deep conversation, no grand gestures, just company. And in that comfortable silence, he feels the magic. She likes me, not for what I do, not for what I can give, but for me. And that feeling of being loved in simplicity plants invisible roots that keep pulling him closer. This kind of closeness without an agenda is rare, because most relationships try to fill empty spaces with things to do. But when a man finds someone with whom he can sit in the quiet, without discomfort, he realizes, this is my place of rest. And you know, emotional rest is something few men ever find. That's why, when they do, they don't let it go. This closeness creates in his brain direct associations with safety and comfort. It's like the smell of home, or the taste of a meal that brings back childhood memories. He can't explain it logically, but he feels complete. And the more this experience repeats, the stronger the attachment becomes. But wait, because even in this light and simple closeness, the male instinct still craves something more. He doesn't just want to sit by your side. He wants to feel important, to have a role to play. And that's when the psychological protector shield comes alive. Every man carries within him a built-in instinct to protect. Not only to protect physically, but emotionally as well. When he feels you allow that space, when you let him take care of your heart, a sense of purpose is awakened in him. And purpose is one of the strongest fuels for emotional attachment. Let me give you an example. You've had a rough day, and instead of hiding it, you share it with him. He listens. He offers a thought. Or maybe he simply holds your hand in silence. In that moment, he isn't just the man in your life. He becomes the shield against the world's pain. And stepping into that role sparks in him a sense of indispensability that pulls him even closer. This psychological protector shield isn't about dependence, it's about trust. It's when you show him you don't need him, but you choose to let him in. And that choice carries more weight than any necessity, because it awakens in him a rare thought. She truly trusts me. And believe me, when a man feels someone trusts him deeply, he doesn't let that person go easily, because that kind of trust isn't common. It's precious, and anything precious, a man instinctively guards with even greater strength. Now, notice how this ties into what comes next, because once that trust is built, something even more powerful happens, something almost scientific. The two bodies literally begin to sync with each other. Have you ever noticed how a hug can heal? How lying on someone's chest can ease the anxiety of an entire day? That isn't just poetry, it's science. The name is co-regulation. When two people fall into sync, their nervous systems begin to function almost as one. This means that when you breathe more calmly, he slows down too. When you relax, his body follows. It's nearly invisible, but incredibly powerful, because he starts associating you, not just with pleasure, but with peace. And peace is the kind of addiction no man wants to quit. Think of that moment when you hold his hand, and without even realizing it, your heartbeats align. That biological phenomenon creates a bodily memory that's hard to erase. His brain records, with her, I feel better, I feel safe, I feel alive. This mutual regulation goes beyond romance. It's almost medicinal. It lowers stress, lifts mood, even strengthens the immune system. So when a man experiences this kind of effect with you, he doesn't want to give it up, because his body is saying loud and clear, I need this to live well. And of course, for all of this to truly last, there's one essential ingredient. Without it, every connection becomes fragile. That ingredient is authenticity. Men wear masks. The strong one, the funny one, the successful one. These are armors they put on every day just to make it through the world. But when they find someone in front of whom they can finally take those masks off, something extraordinary happens. It's as if they breathe freely for the first time in years. Authenticity here isn't about saying everything without a filter. It's about existing without fear of judgment. It's when he admits that he hates soccer, even though all his friends love it. Or when he confesses that he's terrified of failing, even though he never shows it in public. Those moments create a kind of freedom so rare that gratitude turns into deep attachment. You don't have to force authenticity. It flows from your own presence. When you also show your humanity, when you laugh at your own flaws, when you don't try to act like some impossible version of perfection, he understands. I can be myself with her. And notice, this doesn't just bring him closer. It creates loyalty, because every man knows people who allow this level of freedom are incredibly rare, and anything rare becomes priceless. He doesn't want to lose it. He can't afford to lose it. And it's right here that all the invisible threads weave together. Vulnerability, simplicity, protection, co-regulation, and authenticity. Together, they form the true fabric of male emotional attachment. Now tell me, how many times have you believed that you had to be perfect? How many times did you think you had to be irresistible or follow some rules of attraction just to make a man truly attached to you? The truth is, what really makes a man stay isn't the performance, it's the peace. It isn't the spectacle, it's the authenticity. It isn't the mask, it's the vulnerability. And I want to know, have you ever lived this kind of connection? Have you ever felt a man attached to you, not because of what you showed, but because of what you allowed him to see? Share with me in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And of course, if this video opened your eyes, if it made sense to you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share it with that friend who also needs to hear this. Because the real feminine power isn't just about winning someone over, it's about becoming unforgettable.